We're going to be previewing UFC Rio Rancho live in Rio Rancho, New Mexico on ESPN Plus. I'm your host, Preston Ekdahl, joined by Slaughterhouse1 on Twitter, Mr. Jeff Slaughter. Jeff, how we doing?
What's up, guys? I think after getting past last weekend, I survived a little bit. It was a rough card. I'm hoping this one's way better. Honestly, this card to me is a little tougher than I thought last week was, but last week took me by crazy surprise. I think everyone across the MMA world was pretty shocked on some of the judges' decisions and things like that. But let's go ahead and recap that while we're talking about it.
Yeah, judging was horrible all throughout the night. So it started with Yule got a lucky decision over Jonathan Martinez. That was another split decision. Most people had Martinez, but Yule got the decision. It was a pick'em fight, so it's not like horrible.
Yeah, and Yule looked like he had like hurt his hand from the second round on, and he had that thing hanging the whole time.
Yeah, Martinez didn't go after him.
Martinez didn't go after him enough. He did move forward constantly. He was constantly pressuring Uhl. Uhl had a big first round, and I think in the judges' eyes, that's kind of what they saw.
Yeah, or I think he was just throwing more, so it looked like he was doing more, but
and and they were throwing. They were getting down. I love that fight.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
I love that fight.
Oh, I forgot to mention our man Austin Lingo.
Oh God,
that was the opening fight. Yeah, so we started bad.
Yeah, between that performance and the Juan Adams, you can't get any worse performances in the UFC period.
Well, you can't. These fighters can't be laying 220, 250. And to get shellacked.
And you sure as hell can't expect us to keep buying these pay-per-views when you're going to put these fighters on here like Juan Adams.
Yeah.
That was not a pay-per-view worthy fight. The guy gets cut a week later after taking 2 knockouts in a row.
Yeah.
Stop doing it, please.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, so we had that fight. Journey Newson knocked out Domingo Pilardi in 30 seconds off one punch. We got that right. Then we move on to Batista Miles Johns. Got that one wrong, unfortunately. That was my pick of the night. Lost a healthy amount of money on that because Johns just didn't grapple at all and ate a flying knee and went out.
Yeah, I don't understand that by him. I mean, he had the clear advantage in that department. Why not go for it? I don't think he even attempted.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no, he stood there. There wasn't much action. Second round started. They were kind of doing the same, circling each other. He kind of dove in for maybe a takedown, ate a knee, and got knocked out mid-second round. So that was a bad call by me. Then we move on to the biggest underdog win of the night. Kalen Williams knocked out Alex Morono in 27 seconds. So if the night couldn't be bad, it just kept getting worse and worse.
And a lot of the hometown Houston boys, man, they didn't come through. They got killed.
Crushed.
Yeah, well, that's Texas for you. And then on top of it all, the reputations of the judges and everything. I mean, who knows if the UFC will come back to Texas after this shit.
Yeah, it was bad because then the next fight was the robbery of the night. Andrea Lee loses a split to Lauren Murphy. We had said bet your mortgage on it. We didn't quite have the mortgage, but
pretty close.
It was a really bad fight for us.
Definitely the car payments, man. If you noticed, I actually rolled up in my Bronco today instead of my Mercedes. Yeah, that's what happened in that fight.
Yeah, that was really bad. Then we went on to James Krause, who took that fight late notice against Trevin Giles. He loses a split. Giles probably deserved a UD, just the bigger guy, but good fight. That was a good fight.
Good fight.
Then pay-per-view opens. Derek Lewis gets the hometown decision against Latifi.
Another bad decision. I mean, dude, that guy did nothing until the third round.
Yeah.
And maybe even the latter half of the third round. He kind of put it on Latifi, had a couple good shots. And I hate when they just to me, the heavyweight division needs some help right now.
Yeah, it's poor. It's very poor. And then it went to Iggy, got a split over Bektik. Iggy looked pretty good. Bektik just didn't use his ground as much as I had thought he would. So well-deserved for Iggy.
Iggy's awesome, dude. I love watching Iggy fight. He's tough as nails, and he's going to keep getting better.
Yeah, he's on a very good run. Then, of course, Juan Adams gets knocked out in 2 minutes.
Yeah. And I want to clarify something. People think that I was I was thankful that Juan Adams got cut from the UFC, and you're damn fucking right I am. I hate watching that son of a bitch. The guy got knocked out. Why is he on pay-per-view? If he wasn't on pay-per-view, I wouldn't have a problem with it as much, but they keep forcing this guy down our throats, and he sucks. Go to Bellator, dude. You have a career maybe there. Maybe.
Yeah, it was a tough night for Juan. Co-main event, Shevchenko did what she does, dominates Chukagian, 3rd round TKO.
Yep. So move on to the Jones, because that's what the big
and
controversy was.
Pretty big controversy here. John Jones retains his title, unanimous decision, 48-47, 48-47, 49-46.
Crazy.
Over Dominic Reyes. If you watch the fight, you can justify probably a split, 48-47. And you kind of think they'll probably give a close fight to Jones. But I think it was the 3rd judge. It was 49-46. And then you're thinking, oh, wow, did Reyes win this fight? Nope. Giving it to Jones.
So. Crazy, dude. How do you do that? I don't even get that. Now, I am one of the guys that believes Jones probably should have gotten the belt, give him the benefit of the doubt. He did push forward the whole time.
And 5th round, the last couple rounds, he won them.
The last couple of rounds, Jones won for sure.
Yeah, and that's what the judges see, I think, in their head when they finalize.
And even throughout the fight, Jones was always pressuring him. Yeah, he had gotten that one little scramble where it looked like he was getting hit, but he was dodging a lot of bullets. People don't recognize that. He kind of looks like he's running away when he kind of scrambles and tries to get out of your way. But he's not. He's just being a smart fighter. Jones doesn't get hit a whole bunch. This fight he did. He got hit a bunch compared to some of the other fights. But yeah, to me, Jones wins. He's the champion. He pushed forward the whole time. He gets the pressure. Give it to Reyes, man. He showed out. He could have easily have won this fight, and I wouldn't have been mad about it at all.
For sure, yeah. But unfortunately, it's looking like Jones might be fighting the winner of this weekend's main event and does not want to give Reyes the rematch from what I've been hearing on Twitter. So that slides us right into this Saturday night, UFC Fight Night 167, Anderson versus Blachowicz 2, live, Rio Rancho, New Mexico.
And this is almost in our backyard here.
Yeah, it's pretty close to San Antonio.
Wow.
And people, if you're going to bet on this card, go to mybookie.ag, enter promo code PUBSPORTS. You'll get a 50% bonus when you deposit a minimum of $100. So you put in 100, you get 200, 200, 400, so on and so on, up to $1,000. Hey, we had a bad week last week. Can't continue this week. Make sure you get your deposit in. That's mybookie.ag, promo code PUBSPORTS.
PUBSPORTS. And also, while we're on the topic, I'm going to shout out our sponsor. And what better sponsor for an MMA show than CBD oil company, Natural Heights. They're located off 1880 Nacogdoches Road. Their phone number is 210-592-1060. Go see them if you suffer from stress, anxiety, joint pain, PSD, insomnia, sore muscles, any of those things that come along with MMA. You would think, go ahead
for sure.
And visit our guys. They're great guys. They have all kinds of products, and I use them. I've used them for over a year. I feel great. Probably the best I've felt in a while. I go play basketball with a bunch of 20-year-old kids, and I can barely hang in there, but I try my hardest. So go ahead and visit them. Again, Natural Heights, 1880 Nacogdoches Road, San Antonio, Texas, 210-592-1060. Let's get started.
Let's go. So we are opening up with a flyweight bout between Mark De La Rosa, whose wife is also on the card, Montana De La Rosa, up against Rulian Paiva. Current odds for this are Paiva is -220, De La Rosa +180. Paiva, he's a good grappler. Paiva's pretty good. Good record, 18-3. Lost his last fight. He ate a vicious knee and got cut pretty bad in his forehead. They stopped the fight basically immediately, and So that was his last loss, and before that, he lost a split to Kai Kara France, who's a pretty like hot prospect. So not a bad loss.
And it was questionable.
Right? Yeah, he could have got the win.
He could
for
have got the
sure.
win.
And you're looking at Mark De La Rosa's previous two. He also lost to Kai Kara France, and he got rolled by Alex Perez, who's probably top 3, top 5 in the division. So not a bad loss. So, Jeff, who do you like in this bout?
Well, currently on my bookie, they have the odds at Pavia at minus 240, De La Rosa at plus 200. And this fight's tough to me. I think Pavia is all around the better fighter, in my opinion. De La Rosa's probably... I just wasn't impressed with his last fight too much. I would say I'm gonna have to go with Pavia only because I think his hands are better. He's got a little bit more fight experience, I believe, and that's why I'm gonna go with him. And I like the 240. Without that cut, he probably was gonna win that fight, I think.
Yeah, it was a tough fight. I mean, his opponent in that fight is on your later down the card, but I'm in agreement with Jeff here. I will take Paiva probably by decision. I think he's just better, a little better all around, and just controls the fight start to finish. Paiva decision
All around, yeah.
Yeah, minus 240. We move on to our second bout of the night, which is Macy Chiasson up against newcomer Shayna Young, who took this fight on super short notice off Invicta. Chiasson is off a defeat to Lena Landsberg, I believe. Yeah, Lena Landsberg. She's 5-1. She's up against Shayna Young. As I said, this is her big time UFC debut. She fought in the Contender Series last year. She was actually a favorite in that bout, I remember, and just did not look great.
No.
So I think this is one where she's being fed to the wolves. If you look at the line, I think Chiason's around 800, which is nuts. But
my bookie's at minus 755.
755. Okay. Yeah. So that's nuts. So, Jeff, what are you looking? Maybe a finish?
Well, here's the thing: is I'm not going to bet Young, so I'm definitely going Macy. She should have won the last fight. She, man, that was an upset for me because I had her on that last fight too.
Yeah, she's a heavy favorite.
She's a great fighter, man. She's got all the advantages in this one. And she deserves to be every bit of a $800 favorite. I mean, she's awesome. With that being said, I'm going to go over. This is a good bet, I think. Over 1.5 minus 125. We tend to see women's fights, they just go over all the time. 3 rounds is not over 1.5 is not that many rounds, and I'm gonna take it.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that because I think Macy's gonna control her in the clinch, elbow her a bit. And if Shayna can just survive, maybe for her it's just get to decision, lose a decision, and over would hit. I do think Macy's the play. At 755, I don't know how valuable she would be in a parlay because if she were to get upset, you'd be in rough shape. But yeah, I like Macy, and I don't hate that overplay.
Yeah, and I'm sure you can find a prop out there. Let me look.
Like Macy by decision, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. But
yeah.
Good Lord, they don't have one yet. The good thing about my bookie, though, is they always say that if you can think of a prop and it makes sense for them, they're gonna put it out there for you. Anyway, no, but yeah, there will be a prop coming out, I believe, for that. They just don't have it yet.
Okay. Yeah. So people, if you're on mybookie.ag tomorrow night, make sure to check that out. Macy by decision is where we're leaning.
Or the over.
Or over 1.5, which you can get right now at 125. We move on to the 135-pound division. Somewhat local boy, Tucson, Arizona, Casey Kenny is up against Merab Devashili. Devashili, he's looked good his last 2 fights, but Kenny's also pretty solid. Jeff, what line you got here? Or
man, this is a tough fight. The line I have is very close. It's Casey's plus 133, And Marab is minus 163. The over and under 2.5. Over minus 150. Unders 235. And I'm gonna believe that with all my might that this fight is a dragged out fight. I think it goes to another decision. It's going to be a close decision. Casey, to me, has the advantage. Very hard to take down. Marab, we've seen him gas after a couple rounds. Although his last fight, he was pretty sharp looking.
Yeah, he took Katona down like 30 times.
I know. It was insane. And I had him that fight. Although Casey Kenny's takedown defense has been really well. I do get worried about his experience. He comes pretty much LFA, bounces straight in, faces Ray Borg, and wins that fight.
Yeah, I think that was a bad call.
Bad call. But for him to even hang in there, Ray's a very good fighter. Very good fighter. Manny Bermuda's next, beats him in a decision. The guy's tough. I mean, look at him. 2 decisions, his first 2.
Yeah,
UFC fights.
he's a very good, solid UFC quality fighter, and this is a great matchup. So
very good. And I think Casey's got the advantage definitely in the hands.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yep.
So that's what's tricky is if the guy can keep on the ground and his take defense holds up, he can win this match.
Yeah, as long as he's not getting taken down 1,000 times, I do favor Casey Kenny in this bout. Kenny isn't a slouch in wrestling either. He's solid grappling. Marab can just throw anyone around in this division. But I'm gonna side with Kenny, short dog, plus 130-ish around there.
Plus 133. Yeah, I'm taking Kenny too. I think it's a good time to take him. I think it will be a decision in decisions. The way I've seen Marab gas, I think Casey has the advantage.
Yeah, no. So we're both on the dog, so not a bad bet there. We move on to Ray Borg, who unfortunately missed weight today. He weighed in at 128, so he's fined 30% of his purse. Is up against Rogerio Bontarin. Bontarin is the guy who cut up Paiva in the last fight. So odds on this should be pretty close. I think Borg's like 140, 150. Bontarin's 110, 120-ish.
Yep.
So, Jeff, who you liking?
I like Ray Borg, minus 158. Ray Borg is tough as they come. He's a very good fighter. He's lost a few close ones and decisions. He's only getting better. The other guy, Rogerio, he is also a pretty tough fighter, comes from the Contender Series. Submission, a decision, and a TKO. Like Preston alluded to, he cut up Pavia really bad. I think it's a great fight. This is another fight that's really tricky for me. I got to go with Borg because I like what I see from Borg. I haven't seen enough of Rogerio. Borg at least has more fights under his belt in the UFC, I believe.
Borg's a veteran. Yeah.
So that's my method behind this. I'm going after the Mexican Devil.
Yeah, and this is home state, Albuquerque. Exactly. So Rio Rancho should be right near here. But yeah, no, I can definitely see Borg winning this fight. Him missing weight, I don't like.
Me neither.
But Bontarin is a young guy. Bontarin, I think, is a little quicker standing. Borg, but we say this, or at least I say this all the time, in a striker grappler matchup. Unless the striker is elite, I'm going to take the grappler 9 times out of 10. Borg's the better grappler. I think Borg by decision. As long as he doesn't get caught early, like round 1, if he can stay the first round, I think he gasses Bontarin out, wins round 2, round 3. Borg probably UD or split decisions my pick.
I agree, and I think Borg will walk forward the whole time and just go for those takedowns and go the ground and pound route. I mean, that's what he's got to do to win a fight.
Yeah,
and he needs to win this fight. Ray needs to win this fight.
This is a big fight for him for sure.
So cool. We're both in agreement there too.
Yeah. Now we move on to Jim Miller up against Scotty Hot Sauce Holtzman. 155-pound fight. I think Holtzman's still the favorite. This is a tough one. Jeff, what do you like?
This is very tough for me. I hate to go against Miller, but I'm going against Miller. I there's not a difference in the age. Miller seems like he should be like really old
He's been fighting
for a long time,
a decade at least in the UFC.
and as much as I do like Miller as a fighter, he's very good. I think Scott's coming out with aggression, and he's going to try to finish this fight. I mean, I think he's going to come out. He's going to try to hurt Miller, and you think he's going to hurt Miller.
Okay. Yeah.
And at 138, Scott, you know what? I'm going to go Scott, and the over and under here is pretty much a pick. So over 2.5. I think it goes. I'm not going to pick the over and under here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Scott.
So this is going to be our first disagreement. I'm going to side with Jim Miller. I just think Scott Holtzman isn't quite good enough to the opponents Jim Miller has lost to. Charles Oliveira is one of my guys. Hopefully he smashes Kevin Lee in March. We'll see. But Miller looked great against Guida. Jason Gonzalez, he literally just took him down, choked him out. Tough loss versus Oliveira, but Oliveira's on fire. And then before that, he tapped out Alex White. Holtzman, I think, is going to be physically bigger than Miller. So I'm
a little bit, not much.
Yeah, I'm slightly worried about that. Like if Miller just gets caught a few times on the button. But I think Miller is smart enough to get that takedown and get that tap out. Has to do it early, though. I don't like him in a 3-round fight because I think Holtzman's better standing. But I like Miller to get the takedown and sub out Holtzman and keep this late resurgence going, and hopefully, another top 15 ranking maybe.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely on a nice little streak right now, and he's looking good. Miller's looking good, so
yeah, he's been sharp.
I don't hate that pick, but I'm just going to go with my gut. I got to go with Scott. I think he's going to catch him, just like you said. He's going to catch him, and that's that. So
just like last week, more hometown blood. John Dodson fighting out of Jackson Week MMA in Albuquerque up against Nathaniel Wood, the Brit, coming out of England, London. Tough fight. The prospect Wood versus John Dodson.
The magician.
Yeah, the magician. Dodson seems like he's been fighting forever, too.
He has, man, and he's fucking had some rough runs lately. He's lost 2 in a row.
Yeah, he's kind of been thrown to the wolves a little bit. Like that Jan fight shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, and then you look at his performances against like Demetrius Johnson, where he looks fucking good. Like,
yeah. No,
he
awesome. Was
awesome.
Probably the closest besides Cejudo.
Yeah,
because Cejudo did beat him. Yeah.
And then you look at the other guy, Nathaniel Wood. He's a good prospect, man. He's got all the tools you'd want to grow with. He's very experienced as well. Great striker, good wrestler. I mean, I believe Dotson's gonna win this fight. I believe Dodson has a little bit more power. I believe Dodson can knock him out. I think he can take him down. He's got great takedown defense. So when Wood tries to take him down, he's going to be able to withstand that. And Dotson's due, man. He look at his experience here. He's fought in so many good fighters. And he's never really been knocked out, but he is the king of decisions. He goes to a lot of decisions. So let me look at the over and under in this fight.
It's got to be 2.5. Probably
over and under.
200.
2.5 over is minus 400. Under 400. Is plus 300. So I'll stay away from that. I don't think it's going to go under. I think it would go over if I had to lean away. I'm going with Dobson plus points.
Okay, so probably plus 130?
Plus 123 is what my bookie has it.
123. Yeah, so this is a tough fight. So with Wood, this is his biggest step up in competition. He did look great against Quinones, and before that, he subbed out Ewell. He looked good. But Dodson is a whole nother animal. My only worry with Dodson, he's up there in age, and he's just man, that Jan fight was tough because he got clipped a lot standing.
Mm-hmm.
Wood isn't as sharp standing though. Tough fight.
Very tough fight. I mean, it's almost to the point where Dotson, because of the hometown advantage.
Yeah, he could get like I could see Dotson by like split decision. Yeah, so yeah, I'll pick Dotson. I probably won't wager on this myself, but I'll take Dodson because, like Jeff said, he does have the power edge, and if he's hitting Wood with bigger shots, the judges will see that more than Wood just jabbing away and like failing at takedowns. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll take John Dodson as well. Now we move on to another Albuquerque kid, Tim Dirty Bird Means, up against UFC debut Daniel Rodriguez. Means should be a pretty heavy favorite. I'll tell you, this is a pretty easy one. I'm taking Means, probably round 1 TKO. That's where I'm going, Jeff.
Yeah, Means on my bookie, they got him at minus 300 right now. Daniel Rodriguez plus 240. Over and under 1.5 minus 150. Under is plus 120. Yeah. I'm also with Preston. I'm going with the hometown kid, Tim Means. By far has way more experience. This guy, like Preston said, he's being thrown to the wolves.
Yeah,
he's a exciting looking guy on tape. He doesn't have he's not going to have what it takes to keep up with Means. Means can get this guy, I think, any way he wants, and I'm going with Means.
Yeah, Means that he's just sharper, so much sharper standing.
If he needs to take him down, he's going to take him down. I mean, that's what I think is going to happen.
And like that 1.5 under plus money looks pretty good to me because most of Means fights, his last 3 are round 1 finishes, win or loss. He goes out there to attack.
Yeah, he does.
So, and Nico Price, he was beating Nico Price, but he just took a hard shot right on the chin, got clipped, got knocked out. This Daniel Rodriguez guy doesn't have that kind of power. Means
you do kind of worried though at the him. He's going to go out. Maybe he's a little bit more conscious being in front of his hometown. He doesn't want to get clipped or something early.
Right.
So I could see the over as well, but I mean, it's not going to be much longer. I think Daniel's going to get knocked out one way or another.
Yeah. Now we move on to maybe the fight of the night. Yancy Medeiros up against Lando Venata. Both guys on tough losing streaks, but both guys are still really good UFC fighters.
Really good. Really Jeff, underrated too.
Yeah. Jeff, what do you like in this
I like Lando in this. I think he's had his 2 last fights. I mean, he should have had those as 2 last losses. He seems to he has to like find a way to lose fights. I mean, it's almost insane because he puts on a show and then he somehow loses these fights. I don't get it. But yeah, I think he's the more skilled guy all around. Yeah, I'm going Lando all the way. Let's see what they got him at. Lando is
probably 130.
Yeah, probably 130. And you're right. He's minus 130. Yancey's plus 100. You do worry a little bit. Yancey, he's got some great kicks. I don't think that's enough for Lando. Lando, I think all around is the better fighter, in my opinion.
Yeah, so this one I agree. I'm taking Lando Venata probably by decision. I just think he's technically better than Yancey. He might not have quite as big power, but I think this is sort of similar to Yancey's fight versus Cowboy. So that fight, he was actually the favorite. Yep. Yancey was, and just couldn't keep up with Cowboy's skill. And I think Venata is just as good kickboxing. He's really good on his feet. So
and Venata needs this fucking win. He needs this.
Yeah,
win
I think
man.
This could be a loss for him, and he could be out the door.
I agree. Like he's got to have this win, in my opinion.
So yeah, so we're both going with Lando Venata.
And at minus 130, I mean, Jesus, got to take a shot with the more skilled guy, don't you?
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't get dropped.
But. Yeah, that's my only worry. And my only worry with Yancey would be like some freak head kick to the. He misses it or something like that. But some kind of kick. That's what I see Yancey. If he's gonna win, he's got to win with his legs.
Yeah. Well, now we're moving on to probably the talk of the Contender Series last year, Brock Weaver, the Native American lunatic, basically, when he fights. Like he's a wild man up against Rodrigo Vargas. I think Weaver's a substantial favorite. Jeff, what do you like in this one?
Yeah, Weaver is man, this is tough to me. Weaver is minus 280. Over and under is 2.5, 215. Under is 175. I would take the over in this at 215. I just can't and if I had to take a fight, I would take Vargas with the dog plus 220.
Yeah.
Brock to me has not been that great. I've watched him fight the Contender Series. I've looked at some of his tape. He's more of just a boxing guy, period.
Yeah, he's a standing guy.
Standing boxing guy. Yeah. If he doesn't get you inside boxing, he's not going to beat you anywhere else. So I think Vargas, man, if he has any kind of corner and a game plan and a team behind him, they can take Brock down and keep him down. And he's the live dog, plus 220. With that being said, I think the over 2.5 is probably a safer bet. But I'm going to take a shot with Vargas. Okay. I know everyone and their mom's on Brock. They probably want to see Brock. It's a good story behind the guy. Mm-hmm. Native American. But I got to go against him. It's his first fight in the UFC. And what's the other guy's experience? Let me look. Vargas.
He fought once and lost a decision.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's just Mexico. I'm going with Vargas.
Okay. So I'm gonna take Weaver. He's a little heavy for a favorite for me. I guess you could parlay him, but I think off his performance in the Contender Series where he beat the guy he shouldn't like. I don't want to say he shouldn't have won because obviously he did win the fight. The guy he beat was the guy the UFC, I think, wanted to win.
I agree.
Devin Smith, who trained with Rashad Evans.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was like a solid wrestler.
And that was a questionable decision.
Yeah, I had Smith. I can't remember the line in that fight, but I had Smith because I thought he was for sure going to win. Okay, it was like 170, so it wasn't as high as I thought. But yeah, I mean that was a good win for Weaver. He showed me a lot. I'm just going to take Weaver. I think he's who the UFC wants.
I know that's who they want, and that would be my only hold up. I got to go with the dog. I don't know why. I'm going with the dog.
Okay, so we'll move on. Montana De La Rosa. I think she's a short favorite here, going against Mara Romero Barella. Kind of tough fight, Jeff.
I mean, these two women, they haven't looked great. Records aren't great. I don't think they're going anywhere in the UFC as far as up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Barella just for the wrestling background. She seemed like the bigger girl too. It's going to be two La Rosa losers on this card, in my opinion. So they can go off and have a nice vacation afterwards together for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. This is Valentine's Day weekend.
Let me look at the odds there, though. Barella. This might be one of those over and unders, although.
I mean, the decision has to be heavy.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, Barella is Barella's plus 145. Holy shit. I'm definitely taking Barella then.
Yeah,
she's the dog. I didn't think she would be the dog. So De La Rosa minus 175, over and under, over 2.5 minus 320, under is plus 260. Over is going to hit for sure. I'm going Barella at that price. I got to.
Yeah, so after watching Lee's fight versus Lauren Murphy last week, I rated Andrea Lee a lot higher than I probably should have. So, and De La Rosa got whooped by Andrea Lee pretty easily. I'm going to actually side with Jeff here and take Barella as well. I think Barella can control this fight a little in more aspects of the fight. Like you said, she can take her down. She can get the win, even maybe get a sub. Probably not, though. But, yeah, I like Barella, and then, again, plus 140 is nice. I thought this was going to be a pick'em fight.
Hell yeah, see? That is nice, dog. That's great.
Yeah. So good. Another live dog for you guys.
Take that shit.
Barella.
We're both on it. That means you should too.
Okay. We move on to, I think, the heaviest favorite of the card, Devin Clark.
Devin Clark
is facing a guy who shouldn't be in the UFC, Daquan Townsend. I'll keep this short and sweet. Clark by decision is the pick.
I mean, Townsend just fought, what, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago versus Bevan Lewis.
Jesus Christ. Like, this guy's going to have brain damage by the time he's freaking next year. Yeah, dude. Clark all the way. I'm trying to find the line because I don't think he was the heaviest favorite, believe it or not. That was Macy.
Devin Clark, you're right, Macy. Yeah,
Devin Clark minus 350. Go out and fucking get on that. Just lay the juice. Who cares?
Yeah.
He's not going to lose this fight. Over 2.5 minus 165. Under is plus 135. Under 2.5 rounds might be the play in this one. I mean, these guys are heavy hitters, dude. They're big heavyweights. So, you know what? When heavyweights fight, sorry, my headphones just came out. But go ahead, Preston.
Yeah, no, I like, well, and Devin Clark fights out of Jackson Wink, so their whole crew's here. Yeah, they're I mean, Townsend's a big guy, but he's just so sloppy. Like when he fights,
he's very sloppy. I'm just like, man, these big guys, when they throw hands, they can knock someone out. But Devin Clark's the only way to guarantee yourself a win.
Yeah. Like we said, hopefully the night's going right, where if you can lay Devin Clark just on profit, and you just keep rolling that thing over. So yeah, Devin Clark's the pick there. We move on to the matchup between two psychopaths, Diego Sanchez up against Michel Pereira.
Well, I think there's only one psychopath. The other guy's just a fucking clown.
Oh, Pereira?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
If I ever see that shit again, I might just turn the TV off.
I think he's going to open this fight with a backflip off the cage.
I mean, how stupid can you get? I would love for him to do a backflip and someone just stick their leg up and just like fucking nail him in the gut or the balls or something, like, what an idiot.
Yeah, he's a wild man.
It's stupid. It's a bunch of unnecessary movement that doesn't really do anything. He had one knockout against, who was that?
Danny Roberts.
Okay, Danny Roberts, questionable fucking chin there. I mean, this little Tristan Conley guy looked like
yeah, he was a lot bigger than him. Yeah,
he was tiny, dude, right? And he just fucking manhandled him on the ground.
Like, right.
Pereira has no ground game whatsoever.
Yo, look at his record, 23-10. I mean,
yeah, 23-10. Now, with that being said, he does have power when he does connect. We all know Diego has the weakest chin probably around at his age. I mean, how old is the guy now?
He's been fighting forever. He's 38.
38.
Yeah, he's been fighting since Ultimate Fighter 1. That was 15 years ago.
I mean, this is actually a tough fight to me. Diego seems like he's kind of on his way out, right?
Yeah, I personally think this is his retirement fight, win or lose, back home, New Mexico, co-main event, big spot, He's not going to be much bigger than this. Last fight, he got manhandled by Chiesa, but I think this is one where he gets it done. He just takes him down and pounds him out. And he's a dog. I like him. He's a dog. He's a dog. I like Diego here.
I agree. Plus 133 at mybookie.ag. The over and under 1.5. Overs minus 140. Under plus 110. I don't think Diego falls for all this garbage, Pereira. I mean, he knows that his only way to lose this fight is to get hit on the chin. He's going to go right after Michael Pereira, and he's going to put him down, and he's going to be a classic Diego Sanchez. And
just pound him out. Yeah.
Pound his ass out, or he's going to submit the guy.
Yeah.
I honestly believe that, and that's where we're going. We got dogs galore on this card, baby.
Yeah, no, this is hopefully with good judging, this should be a much better card.
Hopefully.
So now we move on. Big time main event. Maybe not the sexiest of names, but still a high-ranking fight. Corey Anderson fights Jan Blachowicz in a rematch from about, I think, 4 years ago.
Yeah, where Corey kind of fucking destroyed him.
Yeah, so September 5th, 2015. So 4.5 years ago.
And what, Corey knock his ass out? Or did he?
Went to a decision. Yeah, so
Corey looked better that fight. Like, he was getting more takedowns.
Yeah, that was early in Jan's career, though. That was only his third fight. So,
yeah, but Jan kind of looked to me like he's going the other way than he's supposed to.
Well, he looked great. Like, so he had the knockout against Luke Rockhold, which was a big win for him because the previous fight he lost to Thiago Santos. He got knocked out,
Right.
and he was going to get the title shot. So he loses that fight, fights Luke Rockhold, knocks him out. You think he's getting the title shot. Nope. They give it to Reyes.
Yeah.
So then he goes, oh, well, if he's getting a fight, I need another fight. He fights Jacare in a really bad fight. I had Jan. He did get escape with a split decision. So we win that, and now he's fighting Corey Anderson in a de facto #1 contender fight. Winner probably fights John Jones on the July card. Anderson's looked good, knocked out Johnny Walker, out-grappled Latifi, out-grappled Teixeira. Tough fight. Anderson's a little heavier favorite than I thought, but
Yeah.
Jeff, who do you like?
This was also a tough fight. I don't know who to pick. I hate going against my Polish blood. But Corey Anderson has looked very good lately. I mean, I got to go with Corey. Minus 223. I got to go with Corey. He's looked very good. I mean, the fact I love fighters that have strategy, and the fact that he said they watched Walker last, and they knew that he was going to get blown up with that left hand.
Mm-hmm.
That goes to show me his corner's brilliant. Like, they game plan, they have strategy. He's obviously probably the more in shape, physical, athletic guy.
Yeah.
Passing up Blachowicz plus money is very hard for me, but I'm going Corey.
Yeah, this is a tough fight. I'm gonna take Jan here. Only I like him being a big dog. I think he's a little sharper on the feet, but again, Corey Anderson looks like he has more power. 5-round fight. Jan just went 5 rounds, so he's accustomed to it. And then he went 5. It was scheduled for 5 versus Thiago. He arguably was winning that fight, and then he just got blown up in the 3rd round with a punch.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take Jan here.
Yeah, Jan's good, man. Fuck, at plus 180.
I'm going to take Jan by decision here. Close fight. Maybe the winner of this finally dethrones John Jones, but who knows? Maybe that Reyes fight was a kick in the ass that John Jones needed.
Yeah. Well, I think it was. Although, how much longer is Jones going to keep fighting for? I mean, when you're at the top for so long, there's only one way to go. That's down.
Yeah, I mean, he wants the heavyweight title too. So
I mean, he could get that right now if he wanted.
Yeah.
I don't think those. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, but I guess that concludes our card. We'll probably both put out a blog, or we want to give a shout out to MMA Form Guy at MMA Form Guy on Twitter. Go follow them too. They put out these great forms fight cards that you can kind of circle your fighter who you like, and real easy way of getting them out there into the world, the Twitter world, MMA Twitter world.
Yep.
So shout out to those guys. Thank you very much. Shout out to our sponsors, Natural Heights. Y'all guys want to gamble, win some money, go sign up at mybookie.ag. Put in your promo code.
Pub Sports.
Pub Sports.
50% deposit bonus, minimum $99. Yeah.
Y'all guys are always welcome down here. We're live at Pub Sports Radio. We broadcast right here out of Southtown 101. Come down, have a drink, have a shot. I'll buy one for you. Come see us. We got great food, great wings, great burgers. We want to thank y'all again for tuning in. Best of luck to you, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, next week. Hooker versus Felder. Another big time card.
Another big one, and I know you like Hooker.
I do love Hooker in this fight, yes.
And I love hookers.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Thank y'all, guys.
All right, see you guys.
You ain't been hungry since Supreme Client